Hello everyone, welcome to Sports Kathi. I am Rohith Verma, Vaishakh.
Hi everyone.
We both discuss a lot about sports most of the time, and that discussions range from Bundesliga to EPL to Indian cricket team, and at times to even tennis. So then we thought, why not make a podcast of our discussions, and that's how we are here. So here we would be discussing sports just like that, giving our opinion on various events that's happening around the world, or in the current scenario, not happening in the world. Uh, Possible transfer rumors, what we think about, say, the Indian cricket team, and who should be playing in the Indian team and who should not be, etc., etc. So this is what we will be discussing here and talking here. And I have to say that Vaishakh here is a big Bundesliga fan and a big Bayern supporter. And as that is the only league that is happening now, today we will be talking about Bayern Munich and Bundesliga. So, firstly, about Bayern Munich team. Vaishakh, do you think this Bayern Munich team now is the best in the world?
Well, they certainly do make such an impression since Hansi Flick has taken charge. There was a drop in standard of Bayern Munich after Guardiola left Bayern in 2016, and people doubted them. Now, why people doubted them? Because since 2016, in the Champions League, they reached the quarterfinals next season, semi-finals after that, and round of 16s. That was happening in the last three seasons. Now, while the seasons before, from 2010 to 2016, in those 7 seasons, they played semi-finals of Champions League in every season except one. So there was an image that Bayern was a big club, but the last 3 seasons it was lost a bit. But we must also remember that in the last 3 seasons they lost against the eventual champions, which is Real Madrid, and then Liverpool. So those were the champions of Europe in the last 3 seasons. Now, if you look at their league performance in the last 3 seasons, they have won the Bundesliga in all 3 seasons. They won the Pokal. They were runner-up in another season. So there is not much drop there in their achievement.
Oh, yes, definitely. Domestically, they have been the best team, without doubt. But I think on a global level, winning Champions League might be required to prove that they are the best. And, we know that Champions League is not over this year. So there's still chance, or there's still time this year to prove that they are the best. So let's see when the CL restarts. But then, as a Bayern fan, do you think there is a difference between the Guardiola team and the current team?
It has gone through a lot of transition, so it is not a one-word answer, yes or no. But what has happened is that since the hype after the treble-winning Jupp Heynckes team, Guardiola took over, and as you said, he has not won the Champions League. So there was doubt about is the Guardiola way the right way? But if you look at the Guardiola way, it is very structured. There is heavy training. There are a lot of instructions that you have to follow. And people were not ready to accept that Guardiola way is the way forward, because Guardiola could not give the Champions League trophy to Bayern, which Jupp Heynckes had given. So there was a transition towards Ancelotti. Ancelotti came. He said, let's have a free flow football. Let's keep the good things about Guardiola, but give freedom for the players to express on the pitch. Let them play what they want. And let's give them less instructions. Let them decide. But the result of was that Bayern has lost, its pressing style of play. And because of that, the result is that when you're playing high defense and you lose your possession, and when you have no press, the counter attack is very lethal. So Ancelotti was fired. Heynckes was brought back from retirement during the 2017-18 season, but he was just an interim. He was firm that he will not continue beyond the end of that season. Then next came Niko Kovac. He gave a bit more importance to physical fitness. During the Guardiola era, we were seeing that due to this heavy training and everything, there were too many injuries during March, April. And there was a belief that this is affecting the Champions League pursuit. So Ancelotti and Kovac encouraged players, not to play the full intensity for 90 minutes, play a slightly more relaxed kind of game, so that you can conserve energy towards the end, that people don't get injured. But what Flick has done is he has got the pressing back, which was there in the Guardiola era. He also has definitely got the hunger to play the 90 minutes intensively back. And if you look at the personnel that Bayern has right now, there is Gnabry and Coman, who are very pacey. They can interchange from both wings. There is a depth in the wing in Perisic, who's right now on loan. Thomas Müller has been a sensation this season. He has been back. It's a Midas touch. Anything he goes and touch in the box is gold. He has that. Even though he does not look highly skillful, he has that knack of being at the right place at the right time. If you look at Thiago and Kimmich, they have been solid in the midfield. Kimmich has been really wonderful after shifting from right back to midfield. Goretzka stepped up in the last few matches because Thiago was not fit in the last few matches, and Goretzka has been doing a fantastic job. Now, Pavard is a right back for the France national team when they won the World Cup, but Pavard is actually centre back for the club. And he also had shifted to right back, but he took it like a duck to water. Alaba has been playing left back. He has played centre back sometime, but his transition to centre back has been even more wonderful because he's in conversation with one of the best centre backs in Europe. Then you look at Alphonso Davies. He's another sensation, a youngster who got a chance because of the injuries at the back. And he has taken the chance with both the hands. Neuer, there were doubts that he's getting old. Is his career over? But he's back to some of his old style again. And above everything, Robert Lewandowski is the best striker in the world. So they are up there in conversation with the best.
Oh, yes. Lewandowski is definitely the best striker in the world. I was thinking about it, and definitely, for me, according to me, now Leva is the best striker in the world. Now, let's talk about Kimmich. I have been watching Bundesliga for 3 weeks now, and he's the player who has impressed me the most. That goal against Dortmund was wonderful, and Bayern actually have a real talent in their hand, and he is someone who was a right back and now transformed into a midfielder. And a similar transition is what Lahm also did. Is it fair to compare Lahm and Kimmich?
It is quite natural, when you have a similar kind of players, they're playing for the same club, they have same nationality, there will be comparisons. So they are in that way very similar. But Kimmich is far more versatile compared to Lahm. Kimmich can just be played anywhere, and he has a knack of figuring out what is to be done at that position. Lahm is a very defensive player and who knows when and how to contribute to attack. Plus, Lahm is very, very disciplined. He hardly got 3 yellow cards a season. Now, by the way, can you guess how many red cards Lahm has got in his entire career?
Oh, yes. I remember you telling me this. It's 0, right? It's amazing.
Yeah, it's 0. He's a legend. Now, Kimmich is not that calm. He likes to pick fights. That way, he's an old school CDM, Both are leaders. They have leading capabilities. One is a silent, calm leader. And the other is now, he's ready to commit to death for the team. Rohith, what has been your experience of watching Bundesliga? How do you find it? I've been talking a lot.
Bundesliga for me has been a completely new experience. I used to see Bundesliga, I used to view Bundesliga as a one-horse race. And apart from Bayern and to some extent Dortmund, the rest of the teams are there just to make up the numbers. That's what I used to think. Now, I've been watching it for 3 weeks now, and I do have to say, even though the title race is more closely competed than, say, Premier League, still Bayern Munich is, I would say, well ahead of the rest of the competition. But then there is quality elsewhere too. That's something which I learned in my last 3 weeks watching Bundesliga and also following it and reading about it. I previously knew that Dortmund was good, but then they are better than just good. They have some really good youngsters. Seriously, Haaland, Brandt, Hazard, Sancho, I'm just naming a few of them, and they have a good defensive line. I think if you take their team and put in Premier League, I'm very confident that they will finish at least third, if not challenge for the top two. So they are a very solid team. And something I want to add upon is that, as a United supporter, I really hope Sancho comes back to Manchester. Obviously to Manchester United now, not to City. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to.
As you see about Dortmund, I think you missed their fullbacks, Hakimi and Guerrero. They're really quick and creative. Dortmund have a good battery of youngsters waiting to make a mark as well, apart from these. For example, there's Leonardo Balerdi. He's a 21-year-old centre-back from Argentina. There's a 17-year-old American forward. His name is Giovanni Reina.
Okay, I've heard of. I did watch Guerrero and Hakimi play. Obviously, they did score goals also this season already. After the restart itself. So I have noticed them. The youngsters which you mentioned, I've not got to see them yet. But maybe yes, in the coming weeks, maybe yes, I will get to see them also. And one more thing is Bundesliga title race. Has been when I said has been a one-horse race. It's just that. Bayern is too good in recent seasons, something which you highlighted. Do you think, when I did say that Dortmund can finish in top three, do you think the other teams, I found few other teams as impressive. Do you think the other teams also are equally impressive?
You tell me, I think you watched a bit of other matches as well. Like, how do you rate, if, for example, Leipzig or Leverkusen? But if I say Gladbach, they have not been that good because they are missing their center defensive midfielder called as Dennis Zakaria, who's very important for them. So they are not been performing good. So what do you think about Leipzig or Leverkusen?
I've watched very little, but there are a few standout players I just want to, pick up and highlight. Yes, Leipzig and Leverkusen were teams that impressed me. Yet after the restart, they have been winning. So, and there have been few key players in Leverkusen. Kai Havertz. Oh wow, he has been brilliant. He's 20 years old, but he reminds me of Son from Spurs. Obviously he's young, so he does not have the same strength or strength of Son, but talent-wise, I think he's right up there, and he will grow to become one of the best. He's already the best in Leverkusen. He'll become one of the best in Bundesliga itself if he stays in Bundesliga. I heard there are rumors that Chelsea and maybe even Liverpool is interested in him. So if he's coming to Premier League, then all well and good. I'll get to watch more of him. And the other player I want to highlight is from Leipzig. Yes, Leipzig had this player called Christopher Nkunku. Because I play fantasy Bundesliga, and I was looking for midfielders from Leipzig because they're a very attacking team, and I came across his name. So I thought I will watch some videos of him to see how he is before I pick him into my team. And he already has scored some really good goals, and he looks like a real talent. So he has just come in from League One, and he's already been performing well. So I think that's another one player who, because of fantasy league interest, I've been keeping an eye on. And the other big player in Leipzig is Werner, and yes, I just read news today morning that he is moving to Chelsea. So that's a big news, and Chelsea will be excited because he already scored a hat-trick after the restart. So and he is famous. He's already there in the Germany team and everything. So I think he's known. But having said that, these two teams, yes, and maybe I take your word on Gladbach. But then I feel the second half, the bottom half teams have not been that impressive. Maybe because they're just coming back from a lockdown, they don't have good bench strength. 5 substitutions might not be that good an option for them, or maybe they're just not good enough. As I had initially thought about, the teams in the bottom half are not good, and they're actually not good. But maybe I will pass a judgment after watching rest of the matches also.
It's safe to say that you appreciate the a few Bundesliga matches at least. So, by the way, it is Bayern versus Leverkusen this weekend at 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Make sure you don't miss it.
Oh yes, I will make sure I'll watch That match, Bayern match, I will definitely watch because I have a lot of fantasy points invested in it, and I also have Kai Havertz. uh, yeah, and regarding Bundesliga, yes, I do appreciate it. That's what I'm explaining to you. I do appreciate it much more than what I used to. But then, okay, what else is there this weekend to watch? Is there anything else? Any other big matches?
As you said about the mid-table teams, they can be at times boring. That is the reason why they are mid-table, because they are never consistent. So you pick a match that need not be the match that they perform good. But I am really impressed with the development of Hertha Berlin since the restart. So the way they are playing, they have a new coach, Bruno Labbadia, and they have some interesting forwards. Like Piatek, he was a sensation at Milan. He's now in Hertha Berlin. They have Cunha, a Brazilian forward. He was a Puskás Award nominee last season. And they also have the Bundesliga veteran Ibisevic. Then they have some pacey wingers in Luka Bacchio and Dilrosun. And they are facing Dortmund this Saturday at 10 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So I guess that will be a cracker.